We welcome those of you that just saw Michigan State remain unbeaten, improve to 6-0 in conference play with a 5-point win over Penn State, along with Don McClain, Guy Haberman. Purdue coming in, win State and Michigan and Illinois, and now Purdue, the top 4 teams in the league in order.
Played better at Michigan, but again, took Illinois to the wire here.
These two came in 1947. The last time Purdue was here, 1967.
Down to Kaufman-Renn again on the block. Breidenbach just trying. Watch how efficient this Purdue offense is in the half court and how many different looks they give you. How many actions. A lot of concepts, playing through concepts. That's what I was talking about. Breidenbach on the high heads trying to get it out of Smith's hand.
First, nice move inside.
The thing about that is Braden Smith has played in so many high-level games and has played so many good teams. He's seen any coverage that there is, literally. And so I don't think them high hedging and getting out of his hands is going to bother him. He's still not going to turn it over.
Zoom Diallo.
Well, Diallo's proven he can do that to start.
Feels like we've seen games that have started like this pretty frequently on the West Coast so far this year, Don.
Yeah, and you don't know why. I mean, it's a different place, but all these guys are used to traveling.
#1 passer in the league, assists per game. You mentioned it, Don. He's averaging 11 assists and 20 points per over this 5-game winning streak. And there's Louis.
The best offensive coach in the country, certainly in the conversation. Being at shoot-around today, watching them run through their stuff. Really, really good stuff that they run.
Smith. I don't think there's an award category for that.
Yeah, there is.
So after the tie-up, ball stays with Purdue. And they get a quick inbound to Miles Colvin. He's been at the rim point blank twice since he came in off the bench.
Washington's going to have to stay engaged on the defensive end and keep scrapping. They've done a good job here the first 8.5 minutes.
Makai Mason with the 3.
You just want has improved in as the season's gone on as they're rebounding. They didn't start the year rebounding it at all. But the reason they beat Maryland and almost took down Illinois was how good they were on the glass.
Oh. 4 for. That would have worked against Mike Hopkins' old zone defense. Tough shot for Diallo, and somehow the reach of Osibor. He's able to get his hand.
Was an offensive or defensive lineman. If he got those big mitts on you, you ain't going anywhere.
A little tougher than it looks. There's always that debate, you know. Braden Smith fading away, but it won't go down.
Again, just a little bit out of sync, you feel like Purdue is right now. But give Washington credit. They've dug in here defensively. Good cut.
Mason with the follow. Osibor with the vision. Diallo. Courtright will cut loose another 3. And chasing that down is Osibor, fresh 20.
See the development of Diallo. He would have forced something up early in the year, a little bit higher percentage, 57% coming in. Wouldn't you do whatever you could to become a better foul? Averaging 14 a game right now. If he was shooting 70, 75, he'd be averaging 18 probably.
And then you probably go to it more, right? You draw contact more. Smith.
He is so good with that change of speed and
Mason.
So what it allows him to do is create better angles to throw passes, release points on stuff in the lane or higher.
Osibor forces his way in.
I think this is the blueprint, Guy. You and I have been here a few times. This has to be the way Washington plays. Competing, scrapping, rebounding on the defensive end, but then moving the ball. Not a lot of isolation here early. Smith again.
Good luck stopping him. He got hit across the head based on his reaction. Scored in the Pac-12 men's basketball record books, and then she passed you in the all-time record book.
Yeah.
So the two of you still hold that distinction.
That's right.
Here's first, blocked away by Breidenbach, but he's called for the foul.
We're under
in the last 5, right? By over 20%, they've shot a better percentage.
Volumes about how good the Washington defense has been so far.
First makes the second.
Washington fan is that student section's filled tonight.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the case here, unfortunately, the last few years.
Here's Breinbach, and he finishes it from Mason.
They are moving the ball, guy, as well as I've seen them all year. What happens is when you're not in your normal flow of offense of getting a certain number of threes attempted, now when you get them, they're not really in rhythm because you haven't been getting a lot of them.
Mason.
Purdue's got a problem now.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
See if they run something to get Lawyer a couple looks here to close out the first half.
Here's first. And Breinbach commits the foul. I have to correct myself. I said 2. That's just 1, so no problem there for Washington. Davis. Ray Fell, as the Boilermaker, will be in charge of having all the answers for this for Washington. He doesn't see the ball here, and Mason can't hit the 3.
But that's the thing. It hasn't been one guy for Washington. They've been spread around. Mason's got 7. Osabor's got 8.
Quick passing. And first with the dunk. And Washington will take a timeout.
Guy, we need to get your stat guy on this. Has Purdue gone a half this year without making a 3? I doubt it.
Osabor, has he hit 2 in 1 half?
Yes, he has.
Coming into the game for Osabor. And 0 for 6 for Purdue. Here's Kaufman-Renn taking it into the paint with strength, and he draws the foul. That's on Osabor. 11 more per game.
Well, and I asked Matt Painter about that this morning. I said, is it just that he's got more of an...
Stojakovic is a transfer, so Kaufman-Renn #1 on that list among players returning to their school.
They go here, which probably their last possession of the first half.
Courtright.
Good pass.
Purdue snaps the ball around. Washington does the same, and Harris hits the 3.
This is different, guy. It just is. They are making way more passes, extra passes.
Fletcher Lawyer held scoreless in this first half for the Boilermakers. Trying to get it to him. Instead, it's Kaufman-Renn. Renn inside, and Kaufman-Renn with the basket.
Left shoulder again. I bet you the Washington coaches talked about that at halftime.
That would have been good if it goes. But an 8-point Washington lead at the break. Defensive note, they allowed 10 points in the last 11:45 of the first half. So what can Purdue find?
Well, we're going to see early what the adjustments are. They go to Kaufman-Renn first possession just like they did to start the game.
Osabor playing with 2 fouls to start the second half. Last Washington home game looked like they're going to get blown off the floor by Illinois. Smith breaks the seal.
Got the matchup with Breinbach. I think you're seeing that coming out of the locker room here to start the second half.
Kaufman-Renn aggressive.
Left shoulder again can't affect their defense. Their defense was so good in that first half.
Smith couldn't get the offensive rebound. Washington has yet to score in 3.5 minutes. Osabor gives it up. And for 2, Harris.
Nice drop off by Osabor. I thought he could have and maybe should have scored it himself. But got Tyler Harris the easier one.
Here's first. And he gets fouled by Breinbach. That's his second.
Or to be on the floor. I think Lawyer more than Smith, obviously.
In the league and made 3s. And
Purdue's defense much better here the first segment of the second half.
Smith.
Nice.
How did he see Kaufman-Renn?
I thought he was going to hammer pass it to the corner and dropped it off to Renn. You said you used the term elite passer in the first half.
Although Breinbach is getting the rest with 2 fouls. Same height as Breinbach, but different type of player. Osabor, wow.
He can do that. He's usually looking for contact.
As a member of Utah State. Zach Edey, by the way, down in that game had 23 and 11 in 27 minutes. Back to Kaufman-Renn, and he draws the foul on Ibekwe. UCLA and USC both play at home this weekend. 90,000 people evacuated at some point. The fires that started burning over a week ago last Tuesday. The Kaufman-Wren continues what has been a very strong game for him. A lot in the second half. If Beckway stays in the game, it looks like maybe
to guard him.
The point, yeah, to keep Osobor away from.
Yeah, because if Osobor stayed on him, he gets loose for the dunk. Good back cut there.
Braden Smith.
Can't say enough about Washington on the glass, how much they've improved as the year's gone on. Really rebounded tonight on both sides.
A +6 rebounding in this game. First, Colvin, and he can't finish.
Was in between dunking it or laying it up.
Purdue maintains possession, and Lawyer's going to go to the line for his chance at his first points of the game.
I could tell that Colvin was indecisive. He went up with two hands, knew just a little off balance and can't gather and get the load you need to get up.
Lawyer's got 2 points.
Good
Jace
find.
Butler, and he can't beat it. He had the timing against the shot clock, but he couldn't finish.
Good find by Mason.
Wow, that just looks so easy.
He gets the switch, bigger guy on him, then it just be.
And can't connect. Kaufman-Wren. Waters part, and he scores.
He scores, but he had off of that pocket pizza. You feel like it's getting a little bit danger zone for UW right now. 7-point lead, almost halfway through the second half.
Oh, well, the crowd can feel it. Made free throw, two made free throws, but
turnover.
Braden Smith corrals. Washington's only scored 6 points in the second half. They led by 8 at the break. Kaufman-Wren gets fouled by Makai Mason. That's Mason's second.
Fast. I had to do the math calculation on the box score real quick. Yours comes. It is unloaded quick to Kaufman-Wren in the middle of the floor, and then he's got to make decisions.
Foul underneath on Makai Mason on the box out, his third.
And Purdue now in the bonus. So another good sign for Purdue.
To start the game, Heidi earns a second free.
But starting and coming off the bench.
Purdue is going to head off to Eugene tomorrow before they play Oregon on Sunday. Oregon's been off since last Sunday.
Be a good game.
Courtwright lost the defender. It leads to an open three for Mason.
I like that from Osobor. Still without a three. Hard to believe that Purdue has flipped this game and still only have one three-point basket.
And Lawyer doesn't have a field goal until now.
But if you had told me, it's not the same spirit from this Washington team in the second half that they had in the first half.
Well, it's been tougher. And Lawyer breaks in. Front end. So he can't yet get over his season scoring average. Osobor now. Quick passing around the zoom. Diallo, who gets denied by Heidi. Jakari Harris. And he lost that ball under the defense of Iheanacho.
Harris trying to take on two defenders. Time and score there. You got a 14-point lead. Maybe best to back that one out.
Sabor, his third three of the night.
I'll tell you this, he's going to be really difficult to deal with. He starts getting consistent from behind the three-point line. He's already a handful.
4 on the season entering play, 3 in this game. So Osobor now with 18 points. Here's Lawyer. Floating and hitting.
Did you see that? He hesitated. He thought he had Wren on the roll. Washington covered it up, stayed in the air, and hit that floater. That was a really tough shot he just made.
You're saying he decided halfway through to shoot?
He did.
Asabor trying to match his season total, and he does.
Wow.
His fourth three of the game.
The three ball from Asabor getting Washington back in the game. I never thought I'd say that this year.
You thought after he hit two in the first half that'd probably be it. Smith, what a find. He's on the receiving end from Harris.
They just run. I know I've said it a couple times, but seeing Purdue live, they run such good offense. It's really, really fun to watch.
Diallo pushing his way inside and drawing. Diallo's had a tough. Not something Purdue's seen much this year. Not something you see much in the league. C.J. Cox steps inside for the two. The cleanup from first, and he gets fouled.
Washington staying connected enough, Guy. It's a 13-point game.
Breidenbach will check in for Washington.
There's some guys that wouldn't be willing to stay in the game. So refreshing to see Kaufman-Renn shake that off and stay in the game.
See how he moves here. He's got 17 points, moving well here, and the floater is down, and he's over the season average now.
So Braden Smith doesn't have to. Braden Smith plays the whole game, like he doesn't come out.
Played 36 minutes, all of them tonight for Braden Smith. Here's Mason, needs it badly. Asabor, the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled. See if this on Kaufman-Renn or on 3 of 6.
The thing you don't want for Asabor is out there and make a couple threes.
Makes the free throw. He's taken 8 field goals at the screen, a 3, high bounce, and not a friendly rim. Diallo, after a brief rest, back in for Washington to score.
Yeah, Diallo's so good at that for a young player.
In and out. And Breidenbach to the floor for it. That was halfway down.
Another stop. It's at 11 right now.
Asabor bullies his way inside and draws the foul.
Into double digits.
2 free throws for great Asabor. He makes the first. You know, you want emotional standpoint. He is so fiery.
Yeah.
As Asabor misses the second.
And I think
for Purdue. Fletcher Lawyer didn't score in the first. He has 9 here in the second. And Smith got in the air and threw it to Makai Mason. And Mason goes in for the layup.
Exactly what Washington need. Quick score, down to 8. Wonder if they have enough time. 2:20 to go. I expect Purdue to use a lot of the shot clock on this trip.
Asabor all over Smith and forces the turnover.
Stop and score here.
Diallo, whistle, offensive. Looking up into the crowd and seeing so many Purdue fans. Lawyer hits the 3.
Again, the veteran experience of a guy like Lawyer takes a charge on one end, big 3 on the other, probably iced the game.
And he's giving it to some young Husky fans in the first row. He's having some fun. The guy who didn't score in the first half never forced it. And what do we say at the half? You're going to look up and say, oh, Fletcher Lawyer's got a season average of 14. He's got 12 right now.
Impressive second half from Purdue.
So Purdue takes a challenge from Washington tonight as Smith hits the basket, and he's got 17. Michigan State got tested by Penn State. They won the game. They stay unbeaten at 6-0. Michigan's going to be at Minnesota tomorrow. Asabor, a career-high 5 threes. This place, right? Washington's going to fall to 1-6 in league play. Their last 2 games at home will be very good tests of Illinois and Purdue, 2 of the best teams in the Big Ten. After the timeout, and Washington's going to foul first. Send him to the line, where he's been good tonight. Have a team that you think it would be if anybody's going to do it, or do you have a favorite right now?
That's exactly.
Well, you know, I think the other interesting question as these next couple of weeks play out, and Sunday will be a part of this. Wisconsin, and they'll be at SC on Saturday as Osibor draws the foul on first. I think one of the big questions right now, Don, is which group.
Now, Illinois got him good, but if Dylan Andrews doesn't make that shot, I think.
Osibor misses the second. He's got 28 points in this game. He showed up today.
He sure did. Threes were unexpected, but you liked his effort all night.
And now the Purdue fans in the building, showing their appreciation for their team's first trip here since 1967. And the Pacific Northwest road trip is off to a good start for Purdue. They've won 6 in a row for the Boilermakers. And now they have won 6 in a row. Impressive. Purdue was led by Braden Smith, 17 points to go with his 6 rebounds and 5 assists. 15 for Caleb First. Fletcher Lawyer had 12. Well, the actual leader for Purdue was Trey Kaufman-Renn, who had 19 points.